live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And why, hi there, my name is Ron Chuckett. Welcome to the program for this 22nd day of April, 2021. It's great. It's white on the ground here in Burlington. We got snow. Sidewalks are clear, but the ground is covered with snow. And in St. Louis, where we're doing the game from July 30th, 1949, it is raining and the wind is blowing in hard from left center field. The Dodgers were the winners last night in prime time. They tried to tie the St. Louis Cardinals for first in the National League today. A rare Saturday night game in St. Louis in the 40s. Max Lanier going for the Cards and Merv Hatton going for the Dodgers. Maybe not household names on the mound, but there's a whole lot of Hall of Famers playing, and yep, Tickle Me Elmo is a center fielder for Duke Snider today. Aren't we excited? We should be. It's baseball. Next. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1949 today from St. Louis's Sportsman's Park. It is the first place St. Louis Cardinals against the Brooklyn Dodgers. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever else find podcasts or listen. I lost my mouse. I got it back. So Max Lanier will get the start. The wind is howling in from left center at 24. A light rain and a very warm 88 degrees as we join you for this one. Lanier, making his fifth start of the year, is 2-1 with a 3.97 ERA. He has not faced the Dodgers in this replay. Lanier, who came over on June 15th, is 33 years old, a fastball pitcher at 83 and a ground ball pitcher. And his last appearance was an 8-inning loss to the Boston Braves on July 19th. So he's on 11 days rest. He allowed 10 hits, 3 runs all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 3. And so since his arrival in St. Louis, he's thrown 34 innings, 33 hits, allowed 2 homers, 17 runs, 15 earned. He has walked 13 and struck out 10. The lineup he will face: Pee Wee Reese leads off at short. Billy Cox at third will bat second. Carl Furillo has recovered from his hamstring injury yesterday. He will bat third. Jackie Robinson cleans up. He's hitting .399 at second base. Gil Hodges is at first. He'll bat fifth. Louis Olmo is in center. No Duke Snider against a lefty today. Brown, Tommy Brown, Charlie's older brother, is in left. He'll bat seventh. Bruce Edwards behind the plate will bat eighth. I guess Brooklyn liked a platoon, eh? And Hatton on the mound batting ninth. All righties in the lineup for the Dodgers today. Defensively for the Cardinals, it'll be Enos Slaughter in left. He's a 5 and a 4. Chuck Deering. Good morning, D. Scott. Howard, how are you? Chuck Deering, a 6 and a 6 in center. Stan Musial is a 9 and a 7 in right. Tommy Glaviano is an 8 at third. He struggled yesterday. Marty Marion a 9 at short. Red Shane Deans a 9 at second. And Nippy Jones a 6 at first. Del Rice behind the plate. He's a 5 and a 4. And Lanier is a 3 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. And so this is the 16th or 17th time, rather. Good morning, Mr. Forsberg. How are you? That these two teams have met. The Dodgers lead it 11-5. And so with that, Pee Wee Reese steps in at 306, 9 homers, and 62 RBI. Lanier's pitch, and there's a line drive to second, 1 out. Lanier, if he's careful, could go the distance on 120 pitches, and Hatton could go 130 for Brooklyn. Here's Cox at 202, 4 homers and 26 RBI. There's a ground ball base hit. Cox is going for 3. The throw down to third is not in time, and for Billy, that's his 3rd triple of the year. He ripped that one down the line past Glaviano, and I'm not sure what Slaughter was doing. I think you're looking at that City Ice Cubes ad on the wall in left field going, I could use some of those. So here's Furillo at 324, 20 homers and 103 RBI. The pitch, there's a liner to left. That's going to go all the way down the line again. Furillo's on with a double. Glaviano should have had that. Cox will score, and it's 1-0 Brooklyn. And so here's Jackie Robinson. Jackie at 399, 12 homers and 75 RBI. And the Dodgers are out of the gate pretty fast. Popped up left side into foul territory. Glaviano by the bullpens, 2 out. For Gil Hodges. Gil at 332, 14 homers and 77 RBI. Lanier only throwing 9 pitches. 2 out. Here we go. There's a slow roller to Shane Dienst, and there wasn't anything Red could do about that. He bobbled it. He picked it up and played hot potato with it, and the Dodgers have runners on the corners and 2 out for Olmo. Louis, who reminds you again not to tickle him when you see him around, is at 415, no homers, and 10 RBI. How you doing, John Goodell? It's always a good day for a ball game, even when it's not. So the Dodgers trying to stamp the ticket right now. Pitch to Olmo. There goes Hodges, and Dyer. Rice's throw to Shane Dean stays in time. They got him. He got a good jump and had a good chance to steal, and they took the chance it wasn't a double. And Rice with a howitzer down to second, and the Dodgers end the inning. They run themselves out of it. They still get a run on 2 hits, but it could have been so much more. Half an inning in the books. Dodgers won. Here come the Cards. So Joe Hatton, 11-5 with a 2.74 ERA. This is start number 20 for the lefty. Against the Cardinals, this is his 5th start. 35 innings, 26 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. He walked 13 and struck out 5. He is 3-1 against St. Louis with an ERA of 1.54. 32 years old, a fly ball pitcher, a fastball pitcher at 83. He last went against the Cubs on the 26th, and I'm assuming that was at Wrigley. He got the win. 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 4 and struck out 4. So 148 innings for Hatton, 145 hits, 53 runs, 45 earned, 9 homers, 52 walks, and 35 strikeouts. Mr. Deering will lead off for St. Louis in center field. Red Shane Dienst will bat second and play second. The error didn't hurt. Stan Musial and Wright will go third. Nippy Jones cleans up at first. Enos Slaughter in left will bat fifth. Marty Marion at short bat sixth. Glaviano, who was a blessing and a curse at third so far, will bat seventh. Del Rice behind the plate bats eighth, and Lanier threw 12 pitches in the first. He will go ninth. Tommy Brown a 5 and a 6 in left. Louis Olmo a 2 and a 6 in center as Snyder gets the day off. Carl Furillo an 8 and a 10 in right. Billy Cox a 5 at third. Pee Wee Reese is a 9 at short. Jackie Robinson at 8 at second. Gil Hodges a 9 at first. Bruce Edwards, the backup catcher, although it was technically 2 night games back-to-back, a 6 and a 4. And Hatton is a 7 on the mound with a .957 fielding percentage. Deering at .317, a homer and 17 RBI. A rainy night in St. Louis. Pitch to Chuck is a ground ball to first. Hodges is in the bag himself, 1 out. And that'll bring up Shane Dienst at .301, 2 homers and 40 RBI. And we're back to the as-played lineups today. We had to make them up last night. Pitch to Shane Dienst. There's a ground ball to Reese over to Hodges, 2 out. So the situation is the Brooklyn Dodgers trail the St. Louis Cardinals by 1 game. And they only meet a handful of more times on the year. Here's Musial staying at .323. 20 homers and 82 RBI. Popped up. Left side, Reese. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Cardinals go in order. After 1-0 Brooklyn. So, where's Gardner? He asked if I was coming on at noon. His favorite ball player in the whole wide world is at the plate, Louis Olmo, who was standing in there when Gil Hodges was thrown out trying to steal second. Pitch to Olmo. There's a ground ball to Shane Dienst over to Jones, 1 out. There's Tommy Brown. Kind of looks like Charlie Brown, doesn't he? .368, 3 homers, and 17 RBI. Gene Hermansky, by the way, will probably be the everyday left fielder for the Dodgers down the stretch. Up the middle, Shane Dienst in front of the bag over to first, 2 out. Brings up Bruce Edwards at 148. 3 homers and 13 RBI. Small crowd here tonight. Pitch to Edwards. Popped up. Foul behind the plate. And the count is 0-2. He swings, and it's a ground ball foul again, third base side. How you doing, Forrest? Nice to have you along. 1-0 Dodgers. 2 out. Top of the second. And there's a base hit in the left center field. Slaughter will pick it up and throw it back in. That's the third hit, and that'll bring up Joe Hatton at 140 and 5 RBI. This time he grounds it to third. Glaviano snap throw to first, and that will retire the side. So, a hit for the Dodgers and leave a runner on. No runs, a hit, no errors. Bottom 2, 1-0 Brooklyn. It brings up Jones, nippy at .375, 7 homers and 54 RBI. Here's a base hit in the left field. Brown will pick it up. Jones will round first and hold. And then I'll bring up Slaughter at .341. 8 homers and 57 RBI. Hop up right side. Hodges, all sorts of foul territory here, but that will slide in just after the dugout. Watching your little kids. How old are your little kids? You'd think the weather in San Diego would watch your kids for you. Here's 1 and 2 count to Slaughter. Ground ball to Cox, might be 2. Robinson for 1. They go around the horn, and it should be 2. And it is. So 2 out following the 5-4-3 double play. So here's Marion at .269, 8 homers, and 42 RBI. Hatton's pitch. In the left field, Brown rides the Schwinn, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the third. Brooklyn 1, St. Louis nothing. Yeah, well, I suppose you should be watching your kids if your son is 3 and your daughter is 6 months. You really can't send them outside to play yet. It'll be the top of the lineup for the Dodgers here in the third. Reese, Cox, and Ferrillo. Pee Wee 0 for 1. Lanier is first 9 on 23 pitches. 2 innings, 3 hits, and the run is earned. In the shallow right center, D-Ring rides the horse and makes the catch. 1 out for Cox. The wind blowing in from left center at 24. 85 degrees, and it's rained all the way through. Yeah, you're looking forward to that day, but obviously not yet. And your daughter will be telling your son what to do in no time. Cox has a triple and scored the lone run in the first. There's a ground ball to third. Glaviano with a throw to first, and that is out number 2. So Ferrillo with the RBI double now has 104 on the year. There's a ground ball to Jones. He'll underhand it to Lanier covering, and that will retire the side. So the Dodgers go in order here in the third. After 2.5, 1-0 Brooklyn. Oh, I'm sure they're at the age where it's still quite fun to be every waking moment with them. They don't stay that little very long. As Tommy Glaviano can attest, he's at 232, a homer, and 8 RBI. Now the third baseman, now that Eddie Kazak is gone for the year. What do you mean you want half a second to think? Oh, come on. Pitch to Glaviano is ball 4. Have you memorized the soundtrack to Frozen yet? Here's Del Rice. Del at 280. 2 homers and 21 RBI. Pitch to Rice. There's a little number down to Hodges. He'll underhand it to Hatton covering the bag, and that's an out. So the runner is moved over 1 out. Cox and Hodges play for the bunt. Max Lanier at 182 and 2 RBI. And he will lay one down. He does. Edwards picks it up, throws to Robinson covering first, and that's an out. So the sacrifice works. And Glaviano moves to third. He's the tying run. 2 out for Deering. Hatton is opening 9 on 34 pitches. 2 2/3 innings, a hit and a walk. No, his son was so scared of Frozen, so he doesn't like that one. Okay. But he does like Paw Patrol. And that might be something you actually hear discussed on a fortnight stream on occasion. So the tying run on third. 2 out, bottom of the third. And there's a line driver caught by Cox, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the fourth. Cardinals finally leave a runner on. It's 1-0 Brooklyn. That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. So, with Brooklyn's win last night, their lead or their deficit to St. Louis is just a game. St. Louis has 2 games in hand. The Giants have won 11 straight and are 7.5 back. Then the Phillies, the Braves, the Pirates right around 500 now too. In the American League, it's the Yankees' world, and we're just allowed to live here. They've won 8 straight. Cleveland has lost 4 straight, and the margin now is 9. Then Washington at 500, 49-49. Their next win actually will equal their real-life win total of the season. Then the Red Sox and Tigers, followed by the A's, the White Sox, and the Browns. Robinson 0 for 1. Ball 4. Brings up Hodges. Gill 0 for 1. A run on 3 hits for the Dodgers, no errors, and they've left on 2. The Cardinals just have a hit and an error and a runner left on. Throw to first, Robinson back. Jackie has 21 steals on the year. Was I ever into Status Pro? No. I do not like baseball games that are solely driven on fast action cards. I'm glad you like it, though. It plays fast, and if you shuffle enough, you can get them random. What season are you playing? Pitch to Hodges is a ground ball to third. Glaviano, Shane Deans for 1. They will not get Hodges. And so the force is 5-4 on the fielder's choice. Once again, here's Olmo. Louis is 0 for 1. And again, he reminds you, don't tickle him. There's a base hit left field. Slaughter will pick it up. Hodges will hold at second. So runners on first and second for Tommy Brown, who's 0 for 1. Lanier's pitch. Up the middle. Lanier. Shane Deans for 1. Over to Jones, and that will retire the side. So 1-4-3 on the double play. No runs, a hit, and the Dodgers leave a runner on after 3.5. It's still 1-0 Brooklyn. So Shane Deans, Musial, and Jones to face Hatton here in the 4th. Shane Deans is 0 for 1. Up the middle, Reese by the bag. Throws over to Hodges, 1 out. Can't imagine, it's 84 degrees. It's all that comfortable down there. You're sweating because it's a warm night. The wind is howling in from left center at 24. And I don't know the orientation of this park, so I can't tell you it's coming off the river or not. And it's raining. And it's rained throughout the game. Here's Musial. He's 0 for 1. Got him. First strikeout from Hatton. They get him to look at a full count fastball at 81. Musial just shakes his head. Here's Jones. Nippy, now hitting .377, is 1 for 1. He's got himself a single. You can find them, I think, pretty much for every season. And yeah, he's got 4 fast action card decks going. Nothing particular yet. It's just the best of so far. People who play it love it. Pitch to Jones is a ground ball to Robinson. Over to first for the out. I do know there's a PC version of the game. Here's Edwards. Bruce singled his first time up because we go the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Ron's reading chat again. After 4, 1-0 Dodgers. So it'll be Edwards, Hatton, and Reese. Bruce singled his first time up. Ground ball to third. Glaviano, snap throw to first, 1 out. Hatton is 0 for 1. I know Baseball Demos plays it. And I know that each actual card is like, what, 4 cards? For the fast action? 2 on each side, right? Pitch to Hatton. Struck him out. He swings and misses on an 0-2 fastball at 83, 2 out. It's a nice thing about this hobby. There are plenty of good games for each sport. So what doesn't suit one might suit you. The mousetrap has many different solutions. Here's Pee Wee Reese. He's 0 for 2. Lanier, 56 pitches through 18 batters. 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. And there's a little looper in the right field. That'll drop in front of Musial. And there's a 2-out hit. That's the 5th hit for the Dodgers today. Here's Cox. Billy tripled and scored in the first. The game's only run. This time around, he punches it into left field for a single. Reese will motor to the third, and the Dodgers have runners on the corners and 2 out for Carl Furillo. He's got himself a double. He's 1 for 2. And too many games. We've talked about this on Digital Dice. It's called MGD, Multiple Game Disorder, made famous by the infamous Fuzzy over at the Delphi Forums. Pitch to Furillo is a ground ball to Lanier. He snags it, throws it to Jones, and that will retire the side. So we go to the commercial. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Halfway home on a Thursday. A tight one here in St. Louis. Dodgers 1, Cardinals nothing. Still working on a smoothie for lunch. In case you joined us late, here's how we got here. Carl Furillo doubled home Billy Cox in the first to make it 1-0 Brooklyn. Then in the second, Nippy Jones for the Cardinals has the lone hit for St. Louis and his 11-game hitting streak. Cox, by the way, is 2 for 3. Hit the right button. Mr. Hatton's thrown a 1-hitter through 4. He's walked a batter and struck out a man. And Max Lanier, a 6-hitter through 5, and gave up the run, a walk, and a strikeout. It'll be Slaughter, Marion, and Glaviano for the Cardinals. Did I ever play Lance Hafner? Tennis. I played the tennis game. I thought that was very good. I have them, but they did not really cooperate that well with DOSBox. Don't say that 10 times fast. And my old computer. But somebody has kept them all alive, and it's really too bad that Hafner never made it into the Windows era. Slaughter grounded into a double play his first time up. And into left field it goes. Brown will make the catch, 1 out. Here's Marion, he's 0 for 1. Hatton looking for to match his real-life win total. He's looking for number 12. The Indy 500 game was pretty good too, yep. And you could race any Indy 500 in history up to that point. Made that one with Tom Mink, who has a pretty good hybrid cards and dice and computer basketball game out himself. The NASCAR game was pretty good too. Pitch to Marion is a ground ball to Reese over to first for the out. Brings up Glaviano. Tommy walked his first time up. Lone walk given up by Hatton. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. No runs, a hit, and an error for the Cardinals. And there's a fly ball to right center. Olmo goes back there and makes the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. And maybe someday I'll learn how to track a baseball. After 5, 1-0 Brooklyn. So although the weather has cooled off a little bit, it's 83. Still a light rain and heavy wind. Jackie Robinson steps up. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Hodges and Olmo to follow. People raved about Lance after games, and they were all so complete. And a few fans have kept it alive and continue to make data files for them all. Pitch to Robinson. There's a ground ball to Glaviano, who dives and makes a fantastic stop. He picks it up and throws to first, and it's an absolute web gem to get Robinson retired. So that'll bring up Hodges. Gill is 0 for 2. And there's a pop-up. Marion and Shane each go for it. Marion on the left side of second makes the catch, 2 away. So here's Olmo. Louis, 1 for 2 with a single. And there's a fly ball to center. Deering goes back and makes the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Dodgers go in order. Bottom 6 still 1-0 Brooklyn. So Rice, Lanier, and Deering to face Hatton. That wind, by the way, now blowing in nearly a gale force at 29 miles an hour. Rice is 0 for 1. It's amazing. Hafner put out all those games over the years. Kind of like the action PC of his day. I think the football one was like a combo college and pro game. The basketball games were different. A hockey game, baseball, wrestling, a track and field game, the tennis one, and with the help of Mr. Mink, the NASCAR and the Indy 500. Pitch to Rice is a fly ball, shallow left center. Olmo comes in, 1 out. Brings up Lanier, who's got a was it 3-1 for the football? So college, pro, and what? Like a high school? But football, yeah. Again, though, all games ahead of their time. Pitch to Lanier. Here's a fly ball to left. Brown will snare that one for the second out. And don't forget, these were all designed for systems which were much smaller in capacity and graphics power than what exists today. And so it had to be written pretty tightly. Here's Deering. He's 0 for 2. Hatton through 18 batters, 5 2/3 innings, 63 pitches, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. I'm trying to think of what the third one would be for football. Obviously, pro and college. Pitch to Deering. There's a line drive to left field. It's going to drop down in front of Olmo, and that is the second hit. Brings up Shane Deans is 0 for 2. You had to put in a random number between 1 and 250. Okay, for what? Here's Shane Deans. Hatton deals. And there's a base hit past Robinson. Olmo will pick it up. Deering moves to third, and so the Cardinals have runners on first and third and 2 out. Oh, by the way, here's Stan Musial. Stan has struck out. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to Robinson. He throws it over to Hodges, and the Cardinals will get nothing and like it. So no runs, 2 hits, 2 left on. We go to the 7th. 1-0 Brooklyn to randomize the football gameplay. So just to do that between Every play? That's interesting. Here's Brown. Edwards and Hatton to follow. Time he's 0 for 2. Grounded into a double play. In the right center, Musial. And that's what I'll randomize the game. Okay. So, every game. So I got to ask, if you pumped in 7 between every game, would the results be the same? That's interesting. Wonder what the thought was behind that. Here's Edwards. Bruce is 1 for 2 in the single. And there's a ground ball to Marion by the bag at second, over to Jones for the out. 2 out for Hatton, who's 0 for 2. With a strikeout. The old strategic baseball simulator, the classic freeware game from the late 90s, certainly was, you could play it in Windows, but it was DOS based. Randomized by the time of day. And so as long as you didn't start the game at the same time every day, you were going to get a different game. But that's how it worked. It worked on the clock cycle of your computer. Pitch to Hatton. It gets away for strike 3. The throw down is in time. Stretch time, 1-0 Brooklyn. See, I would have been one of those clever so-and-sos that would have tried that. 4. Just to see what would have happened. Here's Jones. He's 1 for 2. A single. 1-0 Dodgers. Bottom of the 7th. In the left field. That ball is hit hard. Brown in the corner has it for the out. 1 away for Slaughter. And Noah's nickname is not Sergeant, but Country. Enos is 0 for 2. Grounded into a double play. Got him. A second strikeout from Hatton. An 0-2 on the outside corner. 2 out. For Marty Marion. Marty is 0 for 2. Glaviano on deck. Tight one here today in St. Louis. 1-0 Dodgers. Bottom of the 7th. It's to Marion. Popped up right side. Hodges is going to run out of real estate. And that will go foul. So the count is full to Marty Marion. Ball 4. So again, the tying run is on base. 2 out for Glaviano. 0 for 1 with a walk. Second walk given up by Hatton. Pitch to Glaviano. Make it the third walk given up by Hatton. So St. Louis is starting to time his pitches just a little bit better. And here's Del Rice. He's 0 for 2. So runners on first and second, 2 out. Pitch to Rice is a line drive to Pee Wee Reese, and that will retire the side. Pokey played for the Red Sox. Pee Wee plays for the Dodgers. After 7, no runs, no hits, no errors. Brooklyn 1, St. Louis nothing. So here's Pee Wee Lanier, 27 batters deep, giving me the fatigue signal. 7 innings, 91 pitches, 6 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. And Pee Wee is 1 for 3 with a single. And he strikes out. He looked at an 84-mile-an-hour fastball on an 0-2 count. Strike three. That brings up Cox. Billy is 2 for 3. He has singled, tripled, and scored. Wait for the Cards-Dodgers show. Yep, it's still a ball game. Brooklyn won last night. And the Cardinals trying to keep their lead, or get the lead back up to 2 games. Pitch to Cox. There's a ground ball to Jones, and it plays him. So Cox will reach on the air. Second one today for St. Louis. And that brings up Furillo, who was 1 for 3, a double, his 14th, and 104th RBI. And that came in the first. Lanier winds and deals. Base hit left field. Slaughter will pick it up. Cox will hold at second. And it's almost a gale out there now. The wind blowing in at 34 in the rain. So Old Glory getting soaked out there in dead center. Robinson down to 397 now. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Lanier looking for his best friend. Rice will go out and chat with him. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to Glaviano to play him. My goodness. Glaviano is Jekyll and Hyde out there at third. That's the third Cardinal error of the game. That should have been 2. Glaviano just couldn't get the glove down. You can't make those mistakes with this team. Here's Hodges. He's 0 for 3. Ball is probably hydroplaning. Yeah. Here's the pitch. There's a base hit right field. Cox will score. Furillo scores. Robinson scores. Hodges digging for third. Here's the slide. Not in time. So again, a late triple kind of opens it up for the Dodgers, and it's 4-0 Brooklyn as Hodges clears the bases. So here's Olmo. He's 1 for 3 with a single. And that's a base hit in the left field. Hodges will score. Lanier's due up first in the 8th. They'd like to keep him in. It's 5-0 now, Brooklyn. So here's Tommy Brown. Tommy is 0 for 3 and has grounded into a double play. And so again, it has all come undone for St. Louis. And unless they can throw something together in the last 6 outs, the National League will be tied. Base hit right field. Busiel picks it up. Olmo is there, and that's pretty much got to do it. You can't give up any more. So we'll pull Glaviano. And Lou Klein comes into play third. He's not a good fielder, but Glaviano as an 8 has been an adventure out there the last 2 days. Wilkes is 7-5 with 5 saves. He has a 4.44 ERA. The righty is 33 years old. He's a fastball pitcher at 87 and a ground ball pitcher. Against the Dodgers, this is his 4th appearance. 6 2/3 innings, 12 hits. 6 runs all earned. He's walked 4, struck out 2. A loss and a save and an ERA of 8.10. His nickname is Cork, by the way. Last pitch 10 days ago against the Braves. Went an inning and allowed 2 hits. So overall, 52 2/3 innings, 58 hits, 4 homers. 32 runs, 26 earned. He's walked 24 and struck out 34. Pretty much his ball game now. Edwards 1 for 3. Olmo and Brown on base. Olmo leads off his second. Fly ball to left. Slaughter by the bullpens makes the catch. Olmo will hold 2 out. Brings up Joe Hatton. Got a healthy pitch count. He has struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. Stays in the game. Ground ball up the middle. Marion flips it to Shane Dienst, and that will retire the side. However, the Dodgers get 4 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-0 Brooklyn. So it brings up Lou Klein, Chuck D-Ring, and Red Shane Dienst here in the 8th. Klein at 200, 3 homers, and 11 RBI. Line drive to third. Cox is there, 1 out. So 11-5, Brooklyn leads the series in series. They'll play 1 more tomorrow. And that will be, let's see, 12-5. And so they will play each other just 4 more times this year. Brooklyn, the last time I looked, had outscored them by a metric ton, too. Deering is 1 for 3. Hatton, 27 batters on 102 pitches, 7 in the 3rd innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. To third, Cox on the grass, has to hurry, and Deering beat it out. Now, is Hatton hurt? Yes, he is. I'm not sure if Hatton got his spikes caught in the mud. He did try to help Cox on the play and get down. And that'll do it. Jack Banta will come into pitch. He's making his 28th appearance. He's 24 years old. He still looks like Avi Plaza's crazy uncle. Fly ball pitcher and a fastball pitcher at 92. Against St. Louis, this is his 3rd appearance. He's gone 3 innings. 4 hits, a run it's earned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Against the Pirates was his last appearance on the 21st. 2 2/3 innings. 2 hits, a run it was earned. He walked 2 and struck out nobody. So overall, 73 in the 3rd innings, 72 hits, 8 home runs allowed, 33 runs all earned. He's walked 28 and struck out 34. And has all the time he needs to get loose. As Old Glory gives us a full salute with the wind blowing in from left center at 34. Shane Dienst is ready, and so is Banta. Shane Dienst is 1 for 3 with a single. Up the middle, Robinson to Reese for 1, over to Hodges, and that'll do it. So it's a double play. Actually, it's going to go in the books as a 4-3 DP because Robinson went to the bag himself. No runs, a hit, nobody left. We go to the 9th, 5-0 Brooklyn. So Reese, Cox, and Ferrillo to face Wilkes here in the top of the 9th. Pee-wee is 1 for 4. He is singled and struck out. And this will be our last July game of the replay. We go plunging forward into August, starting next week. There's a fly ball to right. Musial is there, 1 out. That brings up Cox. Billy has singled, tripled, and scored twice. He has 2 of the 5 runs. And the Dodgers want a pinch hit. And then we'll bring up Marv Rackley at 441. A double, a homer, and 10 RBI. Ball 4. It's just like the Dodgers knew what they were doing or something. Rice didn't like that call on the 3-1. It was low and in. Brings up Ferrillo. Carl, 2 for 4. Single, double, RBI, and a run scored. Throw to first. Rackley is back. Furillo. Ground ball up the middle. Shane Dean's only play is to first. Jones is there. Furillo is retired. Rackley moves to second. 2 out for Jackie Robinson, who's 0 for 3. Walked and scored. And hits a ground ball to Shane Deans to over to first, and that will retire the side. So, the Cardinals need 5 to tie and 6 to win. And they'll start on Mr. Banta with Stan Musial, who was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Banta's pitch. Here's a high fly ball to right, but that will stay in the yard. 1 out. So no rain delay throughout this game. It's been mighty uncomfortable for everybody here. And we didn't even talk about Thanksgiving and politics. Here's Nippy Jones, 1 for 3 with a single. Here's a line drive to Hodges, who leaps and makes the catch. 2 out. So the Dodgers about to pour Maldito all over the Cardinals, as they are 1 out away from tying the NL. Here's Slaughter. He's 0 for 3. He has grounded into a double play and struck out. Banta winds and deals. Popped up left side. Jorgensen, who's at third now, will let it go foul. He's a 3. So 2-2 the count. Banta's pitch. Here's a base hit into right center field. That'll go all the way to the wall, and Slaughter has his 27th double of the year. And that'll bring up Marty Mary, and Marty is 0 for 2 with a walk. And this time around into right field, that should do it. Furillo's got it, and the Dodgers have shut out the St. Louis Cardinals. So the NL itself is 6-2 and even. And if Hatton hadn't gotten hurt, this was certainly hit minus stuff. That's unbelievable. 7 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He goes to 12 and 5. No save for Banta. Lanier, 7 1/3 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs, only 1 earned. He walked 1 and struck out 3. Ted Wilkes, an inning and 2/3 and a walk. My turn. And so Brooklyn, by percentage points, is ahead of St. Louis. The rest of this July 30th in baseball, the Senators have matched a Buckshot, no problem. The Senators have matched their real-life win total. That was number 50. They shut out St. Louis 2-0. Calvert goes to 5 and 8. Kennedy falls to 5 and 7. And Sam Mealy, 2 for 4 with a triple and a double. Calvert threw a 3-hitter. The A's beat the Tigers 5-4. Coleman goes to 8 and 10. You gotta have heart for sure. Stewart falls to 0 and 3, and Guerra 2 for 4 with 2 RBI and a triple. The White Sox destroy the Yankees 6-1. White goes to 8 and 9. Rashi, sounds like something that was on my arm this week, 12 and 8, and Baker 1 for 2 with 2 walks. The Red Sox, behind a 4 for 5 effort from Johnny Pesky, 2 RBI and a double, beat the Indians 7-3. Jack Kramer goes to 4 and 5. Early win, still a bit early. He's 3 and 6. The Pirates beat the Braves 3-1. Ralph Kiner, his 34th of the year for Pittsburgh. Cliff Chambers does not allow an earned run. He goes to 5 and 2. Claude Voisel falls to 3 and 6. The Giants just keep chugging. They've won 12 straight. They beat Cincinnati 5-3. Monty Kennedy goes to 11 and 3. Fox falls to 8 and 10. The Cubs break them up. They shut out the Phillies 8-0. Doyle Lade, or Lade, L-A-D-E, gets the shutout win. He goes to 2 and 6. Meyer falls to 7 and 8. And Justine 2 for 4 with a 6th homer of the year and 2 RBI. And so the score, those are the scores, the standings. Brooklyn and St. Louis are tied. The Giants are 6.5 back. In the American League, the Yankees are 9 up on Cleveland. And so we've reached August, and I don't think I've labeled any of these games yet. So, let's see what we're doing. Tigers, Yankees. Boy, that's a whole lot of Philly, Pittsburgh there. And we'll either do New York, St. Louis, or Brooklyn, Cincinnati. I think we can do that one. So that's what we got for you next week. So until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you Tuesday for more 49 baseball right here on Retro Sports Network.